We've done videos like this before. This is German homes, how the Germans live, and I meet the Germans. It's been a while since we reacted to this channel actually, but let's not waste any time, man. Subscribe to the channel, get this video to 5 likes. 5 likes.
Instead, they're labelled with the surnames of the people living there, which strikes me as slightly unusual for this privacy-loving nation. Anyway, for today's episode, we're at home with the Germans.
You know, it's interesting. I wonder if I'm going to learn anything new. As far as what I already know, compared to what I already know, I've done a lot of reaction videos on like German homes and how they're structured and all this other good stuff. So, I mean, the goal for today's video is to see if I learn anything new. I'm going to ask a lot of questions. If you guys can help me out in the comments down below, that would be absolutely wonderful. Also, we stream on Twitch. A lot of gaming actually this time. So if you guys want to go ahead and follow me there, link in the description down below.
German homes come in all shapes and sizes. They also have pretty logical names. A house at the end of a row of houses is called an end of the row house.
An end of the row house. I mean, that makes sense. I think we have kind of an unofficial name for houses like that here, because it seems like the way that these houses are set up, they're like townhomes. And I actually live in a townhome myself, and conveniently my townhome is on the very end of all of the other townhomes, so it does kind of look like this actually.
Or ein Endhaus, a house where one family lives.
Wait, how did she pronounce that? I'm trying to pronounce it as well, see if my Aussprache is okay.
Or ein Endhaus.
Wait, how did Reihenendhaus? Reihenendhaus. Reihenendhaus. Oh, Reihenendhaus. Reihenendhaus. So if you read it all together, it seems very overwhelming, but if you break it up into 2 words, Reihen and Endhaus, it's Reihenendhaus. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Let me know if my pronunciation was okay. Let me know in the just let me know in the comments down below.
A house where one family lives is called a one-family house, Einfamilienhaus.
Einfamilienhaus. That makes sense.
Houses split up into several apartments are called Mehrfamilienhäuser.
Mehrfamilienhäuser. What the hell? That's very like that's very like straight to the point.
Multi-family houses, and that's the most common type of home here.
Oh my gosh.
As I told you before, Germans usually know the exact measurements of their home in square meters.
We do square feet here. Square meters and square feet is very interesting. Whenever I try to communicate to you guys how big, like, let's say like my house is, or how big a building's, structure is, I always communicate it in square foot or square feet, and, everybody looks at me crazy, like, bro, it's square meters over here, my guy.
The average German home is a little over 90 square meters for 2 people. 5 million Germans live in a WG or Wohngemeinschaft. That's
Wohngemeinschaft, yep.
shared accommodation. And only 0.5% of households have 3 or more generations living under one roof.
3 or more generations living under one roof. Y'all got mass amounts of family members living under one household? Really? Is it like that? I thought that it was kind of like the American style houses and stuff like that. Not American style houses, but the American style way of living a little bit. Like I really felt like there was no difference, not a major difference, I should say, as far as like, the living situation. I thought that like, you have your mom, your dad, brother, sister, just a typical family just in the house, not your grandma, grandpa, whole family lineage and stuff like that. Y'all let me know in the comments down below, because I feel like that's a very case-by-case situation. That might not be most German households, but it very well could be. And this is where I pass the question off to you guys. What are your thoughts on it?
Cold rent means without bills, and warm rent includes costs for certain utilities and services.
We want warm rent. Warm rent. We want that.
Germany has long been a nation of renters. Less than half the population owns their own home.
I actually just bought my home last November. I'm about to rent it out to a tenant next month. So I'm a landlord officially. I feel like an adult, a proper adult.
And in some larger cities, that drops to a quarter.
Wow.
This is in part a hangover from recent history.
Oh my
During the
gosh.
war, a lot of private property was destroyed.
Jesus.
So rental apartment blocks were built as a quick fix.
Wow.
In East Germany, people rarely had the option of purchasing their own property.
Jeez.
And state-owned property was heavily subsidized. These days, some people prefer the flexibility of renting.
I mean, honestly, for a while I had the same mentality. I remember like I was maybe 18, 19, and I'm like, dude, I will never buy a home. Too much work. It's way too much money you're dumping something into a void. Nah, I'm not doing that. I would rather rent and move around, move from place to place. I understand the stigma is okay if you're renting, you're helping somebody else pay down their mortgage so that they can ultimately own the house and have no more payments on it, and they can just profit off of your rent that you pay them. But I don't care. At least I get a place over my head that I can, move out of at any time. Like that doesn't bother me. That does not bother me. But recently my thoughts changed on that because I'm like, oh, well, if I want to build a life where I don't have to work as hard, if I just go around, I mean, you guys know I'm in the military, I travel around and whatnot and buy a lot of the houses that I'm renting, then I can have a little empire of people paying me rent. And that's what I can live off of. Because once all the houses are completely purchased, like, I'm taking out loans for them and whatnot, once they're completely paid off, then my income will be the rent that the tenants make on the houses. And I thought that'd be pretty nice,
Germans do, after all, move
the rent that the people pay. I said make. I don't know why I
with
said
an
that.
average of 6 times in their life. But
Wow.
most people cite spiraling house prices and hefty deposits as the main hurdle to owning their own home. That being said, renting isn't always a particularly cheap alternative. In Munich, renters are shelling out around 17 euros per square metre. Berlin has introduced a controversial 5-year rent freeze to try and get its prices under control.
So a lot of this is the same reason why the prices fluctuate here in America as well. And anywhere else, it's a money thing. Like I told you guys, the reason why I want to be a property, the reason why I am a homeowner is to make money. It's very simple. You buy a house, you rent it out, the tenant pays down the rent, and then you make profit on whatever extra little monies you made off of the inflated rent. Now, I don't want to inflate the rent to the point where it seems ridiculous, but I want to match it to the market that it is right now. Make it maybe a little bit cheaper than what the market value is, so it, draws more people into renting the place that I have. Yes, it's expensive, because tenants will always mess up your home in some way, shape, or form. You have to replace appliances like AC units. Here in America, I know you guys don't really have AC units like that, but AC units, components that break. If there's you have a microwave, a washing machine, dryer, all that craziness, you got to replace that shit if it breaks. And a bunch of other little, things that happen in the house and whatnot. If the tenants like to break the walls and mess up the appliances and stuff like that and scratch up the floors and whatnot, then you have to take care of the home once they leave. So it is very expensive, but I feel like it is a very solid investment, especially if the place that you are buying is in a populated area, a very active area that has a lot of stores and schools and things like that within like a 5 to 10 minute radius, because it will be a very sought after property, in my opinion. It's worth the investment is all I'm saying.
And some people are getting creative, shunning traditional living models in favor of houseboats, camper vans, communal living projects, or tiny houses.
We actually have a whole what do we call them? We call them trailer park communities and stuff like that here. I'm not sure if y'all have that out there in Germany. That's something I've never really heard of out there in Germany. So actually, I've learned a lot already from what she's been saying in this video.
Tiny House ist ein kleines Häuschen, meistens aus Holz gebaut, zwischen 10 und 20.
I've seen tiny houses all over TikTok, bro. Ain't nobody got time for that. I get it. Some people, if you guys want to live in a tiny home, that's great. That's cute. But I'm a bigger dude. I need more space. Because they just don't seem practical for my style of living. I don't need a massive space. I can live in a small house. I just cannot live in a tiny home. Okay. That's like a great space for to be an office. I got a tiny home to be an office space, but I would not want that to be a living space, if you know what I mean. It's too small. I stream, I do all this other craziness or whatever. So whoever else is living with me, my wife, is going to have a rough time dealing with me making all this damn noise all the time, and whatnot. I feel like with a house, it's a lot more spacious. You can invite guests over and not have to worry about it being way too claustrophobic in there and whatnot. You kind of get what I'm getting at, right, chat? I called y'all chat, but all right. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below.
Quadratmeter auf Rädern, auf einem Pkw-Anhänger, ist aber auch eine Bewegung. Ja, ist eine Bewegung, die vor ungefähr 15 Jahren in Kalifornien in den USA eingesetzt hat.
Wow.
Wie ist es dann nach Deutschland gekommen?
In Deutschland gab es ja schon immer durch diese Kleingärten eine Tiny House Affinität. Deutsche und auch Holländer, die ja sehr viel Camping machen und Caravaning, die haben eine hohe Sympathie für kleine Räume.
Welche Vorteile bietet ein Tiny House?
Wenn wir nicht mehr so viel Platz beanspruchen, können wir nicht mehr so viel kaufen. Wenn alle Menschen auf einmal in Holz
Yo, this tiny home look like I mean, it's obviously super tiny, but it seems way too cluttered. Everything is like right up on top of each other. Like the bedroom is like right above the kitchen, which is right next to the dining table / whatever that is, like, which is, I mean, the living room is like super small. Like this is, oh man, I don't know, man. This looks like a super like tiny hotel almost. You know, I know a lot of people buy tiny homes and they make profit off of them by, you know, renting them out as Airbnbs. That's like a way you could do that as well. I'm not sure what the homeowner business is looking like in Germany. If you guys can give me like a brief rundown on that in the comments down below, that would be nice.
leben würden, hätten wir nicht so eine CO2-Katastrophen. Und wenn wir nicht mehr in anonymen Hochhäusern leben wollen, sondern eher in kleinen Strukturen, dann ist das soziale Miteinander auch ein anderes.
Anyway, back to the status quo for now. Here are my personal picks for a few things that make a home very German.
Okay.
House shoes, bottled water.
Yes, in glasses. In glasses. Y'all are very like about the glasses, man. Like out here, we're like, okay, we like our bottled water to a degree as well, but they're always in plastic bottles. I feel like you guys mainly stick to glass, which is cool because I don't really see a whole lot of households in America that have glass bottled water. Like it's not common at all. It is literally not common. You're more likely to see a household with bottled water that is in plastic bottles than in glass bottles because it's just way more expensive, you know?
Sparkling, of course.
Oh, yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with sparkling water. It's okay. And when I start drinking it, I can't stop. But when I stop drinking it, I don't want any more of it, if that makes sense. So like it's more of the situation of if I run out of sparkling water, I'm too lazy to get more. So I'm like, tap water it is.
Weird little mini forks for cake. If the cakes aren't mini, then why are the forks?
You guys have a cake fork? We probably have one here in the United States, but I'm going to tell you this. If you come over here to the US, we eat cake with the same fork we used to eat chicken, with the same fork we used to eat mashed potatoes, all the other craziness. It's the same damn fork. It's the same damn fork. We don't, it's the same fork, bro. Get it how you live.
Solid roller blinds that block out every...
I love those. I wish we had more of these because what was cool about these roller blinds is they're on the outside of the home. Like when of course the rope is on the inside, but the shutters are on the outside. We don't really have a lot of homes that have this with that here in America. I mean, the more expensive homes probably do, but your average American home doesn't have this. This is pretty cool.
Every last scrap of light. One of these retro-looking wooden measuring sticks.
Wow.
A cellar with caged-off storage spaces. A beloved balcony. That's the most sought-after home feature.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Everybody likes balconies. I don't care what culture you come from. Everybody loves balconies. That's a given. How many of you guys right now, let me know in the comments down below. How many of you guys would prefer a home with a balcony versus without? Just let me know. If you guys prefer homes with balconies, let me know. If you guys don't, let me know. If you guys are indifferent, also let me know. Light those comment sections up. Light the comment section up. We don't have multiple comment sections.
Very practical. And unwieldy, squashy, frankly ridiculous square pillows.
Hey, those look a lot more comfortable than the pillows we got out here in America. I ain't gonna lie. Now, that's also a very subjective statement because there's various types of pillows. Obviously, you could have a very uncomfortable square pillow over there, and we could have very comfortable pillows here in America. It just depends on a variety of factors, but the design. I feel like you don't need as many pillows in Germany as you do in America because our pillows by design are a lot smaller than the ones that are in Germany from what I see here.
Newcomers often have a few surprises when they move into their first place in Germany. First of all, don't expect a house or flat to be furnished, even if you're renting.
Jesus. I feel like as I've gotten older, I realize how privileged It is to find a home that is furnished. I know you guys are probably looking at me cross-eyed as to like, James, why would you ever want a place that's fully furnished? For the same reason why you guys rent, to take the heat off of you. I remember spending around $8,000 to fully furnish my home. That includes the bed, that includes the dining room table, the chairs, the couch, the entertainment system, all that good stuff. Like it was like $8,000 to fund all of that, you know, and including like the table that I even have my computer on right now. It was a lot, you know, and when the place is fully furnished, let's say you're up and coming and stuff like that, you got a job enough to pay rent, but not enough to buy new furniture. You don't want to live in an empty space. So naturally, you'll try to look for a place that's up for rent. You're not trying to buy a home because you barely have enough money to pay rent. And you ideally would like a place that's fully furnished. I understand the stigma that comes with that. Previous people have used the furniture and damaged it and whatnot. But from my experience, a lot of corporations a lot of rental companies that actually have rental units available that are furnished, they replace the furniture. So if the couch is damaged, they replace the couch. If the beds are damaged, or every time there's a new tenant that comes in, they replace the mattress. They swap the mattress out. So it's pretty cool. I feel like it's convenient for the person trying to live because you're there to just do that. Live. Pay rent, make money, get out eventually. So if you guys agree with that statement, let me know. If you guys don't, I get it.
And the biggest shock of all might come when you enter the kitchen.
Okay.
Yep, it's totally normal to take your entire kitchen with you.
That is weird to me. I've seen this in a few videos. That's weird. That is weird. That to me is weird. Why the fuck would you take your stove and your fridge with you? Now, if your fridge is an upscale fridge, I get that. But every house, for the most part in America, there's very few homes that I've seen that don't come with a fridge. They all come with a stove, but some of them don't come with fridges. Like very few of them don't come with fridges. So I find it weird that people would take that with them. It seems... You're paying for a shell, basically.
When you move. Counters, cooker, sink, everything.
They take the counters with them too? Oh, y'all ain't playing. You guys are selling turtle shells out there, huh?
One good thing about moving here is that it's a team effort. It's absolutely the done thing to enlist the help of all your friends. The only payment required is beer, pizza, and the knowledge that you'll return the favour. Of course, it wouldn't be Germany without a good set of rules. The small print in a rental contract can include such gems as the exact level of noise you're allowed to make.
Ooh. What if they have like an audio like reader on each of the homes, and it shows the number of decibels, like how loud each home is, and if you cross the threshold of decibels, then you have to pay like an additional like fine and stuff on top of like the rent that you pay and stuff like that monthly. I don't want to give y'all any ideas, but
how often you have to air your flat out, and the requirement to repaint every room a neutral colour upon your departure.
wow, that actually is very, very smart because it keeps the unit fresh and it takes a lot of the heat off the homeowner. That makes a lot of sense.
If you've noticed anything else about the German way of living, leave me a comment below.
Wow, very, very informative video. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. We're going to be posting quite a bit of videos today, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you soon. Love you guys. Get this video to 5 likes and subscribe. Grow to 500K. Take care. Peace.